Lemon8 and Clapper. These are two social media apps that most people have never heard of. Now, you have heard me talk about Lemon8 a little bit more in detail on this podcast, but I am actually going to be talking about Clapper too, so that you can understand what in the world is happening and should you be on either of them. I will tell you that if you're listening on the podcast, you may actually want to come on YouTube and watch this one, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of screen sharing just so, the folks that, that are watching on YouTube can see what I'm talking about. But today we're going to talk about Lemon8 and Clapper. Welcome back to another episode of the Keenya Kelly podcast. I am excited to be here with you. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the apps Lemon8 and Clapper. I will tell you in advance, I am a little bit under the weather in case my voice sounds a little weird or you start hearing me doing all the sniffles. Is because I'm a little bit under the weather, but I wanted to make sure that I recorded this so that it got out in time. So if you are watching this or listening to this and you hear how I sound a little bit different, then you are welcome to pray for your girl and her speedy healing. So I decided to talk about Lemon8 and Clapper today because we as a company, as you know, we are focusing 100% on short form video marketing for social media. And it would be my job to basically know what is going on with all of social media at any time. And so we talked about Lemon8 previously, and then I think I may have previously mentioned Clapper some, but I really would just want to go a little bit more in depth about them. What is my thinking about them? What do I see the marketplace doing? And what do I think that you should be doing as someone that is on social media? So the first thing to know is that I always teach this thing, and I always say, go and get your handle. That is my number one thing that I always say. Whether you are posting consistently on a platform or not, go and get your handle. That way, no one can ever impersonate you. Okay? Nobody can ever impersonate you. Listen, the only place where I do not have my handle is on OnlyFans, because that is a more mature audience in terms of the content or what have you. And I don't need to have a handle on there because I don't need nobody going, Keenya Kelly got an account on OnlyFans. That's the only place I don't have it. Okay. So I want you to go and grab your handle on all of these platforms that exist out there, including Snapchat. That way, you have your account. Okay. So just do that. All right. So today I do want to have you go onto Clapper, and I want you to go onto Lemon8, and I want you to grab your handle. Now, Lemon8 is not lemonade as in the drink. It's lemon and the number 8. Okay. Now I haven't done any research as to determine why they're calling it Lemon8. But that is just what they're calling it right now, is Lemon8. Okay. Now, what is my thoughts, about all of them? So listen, it's really important to know that social media is always, always, always evolving. There's always going to be a new app that comes out there. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of social media apps that are out that we all probably have no idea that they even exist. Like there's one, what's that thing called? I can't even remember what it was called. But somebody told me about, it's just all live streaming. And I was like, I had no idea that it existed. And so when I say that there's so many of them out there, that's the truth. There are so many of them that are out there. But I do think that the ones that have potential, especially for those that are business owners, where we're marketing our products and services, I do think that it's important that we understand what is happening. Okay. Excuse me. So the first one that I want to talk about today is Clapper. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up Clapper on my phone, and I'm actually going to do a screen share on here on YouTube. Okay. So again, if you are watching this, and if you're listening to this and you're on the podcast, I think you're going to have a little bit more of a better experience with this podcast episode if you actually come on to YouTube. Okay. So the podcast is my regular YouTube channel. It is Keenya Kelly, obviously Keenya, and then you can watch this latest episode. So let me do a quick screen share to my phone, and I'm going to show you all about Clapper. Okay. So you can go to the iTunes, or if you have Google, you want to go and just type in the word Clapper, which is Clapper. Okay. Clapper. All right. And it is not showing my phone for some reason. Let's try again. If it doesn't show in just a second, then we're going to just stop trying to screen share, because I'm trying to screen share and my phone is not like telling me to do this whole trust thing. So I'm trying to make it work. All right. Let's see. Is it doing it? It's not doing it. It's not doing it. Okay. It's not doing it. Okay. So let's just go ahead and just, it might be doing it because we're in airplane mode. Let me see. Sorry, you guys that listen on the podcast. It may be doing that because we're in airplane mode. Okay. Let's try one more time. All right. Let's see if it does it. I'm not seeing it doing it. It's okay. All right. So let's just go into it. So as it pertains to Clapper, when I first got onto Clapper, what I started to experience was like it feels like that there are less restrictions on the app, right? So people are at this point in time, they are allowed to do whatever it is that they want to do. So some of the content is a bit risque. It just feels a little less polished, right? Now, it does feel like that this audience is a lot older, right? So most of the people that I started seeing on my feed were probably in their 30s and up, right? A lot of the people were like probably late 30s and up that I started seeing in my feed. Okay. So does that mean that your audience is potentially on Clapper? Yes. Especially if you are gearing towards people that are 30 and up. I am definitely experiencing that on the app Clapper. So the way you're kind of setting up your profile is very similar to all the different social media platforms. The one thing that I do love about Clapper is that you're able, like on your main home screen of like your profile, you'll see where you got your Twitter icon, TikTok, Instagram, and your link in bio immediately. You can also have a shoppable cart there. And then you can go ahead and you can create a community for you to be able to talk to people that may join your community. So that's a good thing that happens on Clapper. Another thing that I would say is good on Clapper is that because there are not a lot of people that are posting there, especially business and marketing content, if you are being very intentional with your content and talking directly to your people there, then you're going to find yourself, potentially growing a lot faster there. I have watched people, like I'm going to search somebody now. I've watched people come onto Clapper, and they have gone from 0 to like 10, 20, 30,000, people on the platform very, very quickly because they started creating content that the audience is looking for, whether it is someone that is teaching how to use Clapper or how to create videos or how to make money online. I'm watching them have a lot of success really fast on the app Clapper. Now, does this feel very clunky? Yes, it does feel very clunky. I went live on Clapper previously, and it was, I didn't have a lot of followers. I didn't expect to get a lot of people on the broadcast, but I did see people come on the live stream that were not my followers. But I cannot say that I started having nobody was talking to me on the live stream, and what have you. Now, what I also have experienced is that the content that I am creating is personally, what I have experienced is that people wanted me to teach them more about how to use Clapper and not necessarily how to use TikTok or how to use Instagram or how to use whatever. They didn't really want me teaching those particular things. They weren't really interacting with that type of content. But if I was teaching about Clapper, they were interacting with it a lot more. Do I think that this is going to be a good TikTok replacement if it gets banned? My answer is no. Right. I think that Instagram Reels would dominate even the more, if TikTok got banned. I think that Facebook Reels would dominate. Maybe Triller would come in and do its thing, maybe LinkedIn or what have you. But I do not think that Clapper will be a good replacement. It just doesn't feel like it just feels outdated. Even though it is a newer platform, it just feels clunky. It feels outdated. And it just doesn't feel like it doesn't have that culture of, I want to be here all the time. I want to create a community here. It just doesn't have that feeling when I come to the app for me personally. Now, maybe if I spent more time on the app consistently, longer than a couple of weeks, I may feel a little bit differently. But I feel like that what we're going to talk about next with Lemon8, I think that has a lot more potential than what is happening on Clapper, okay? But I do want to continue to reiterate, I do want you to go to Clapper, and I do want you to grab your handle on Clapper, because, you know, if let's just say that they improve it and it gets amazing and all the things, then you're able to take advantage, you know, and no one has your name, okay? So go ahead and do that, all right? So now I want to talk about the app Lemon8, okay? So when I first heard about Lemon8, I was kind of like, I'll get my handle, I'll post some content here and there. And then what I started doing, I said, okay, wait. Keenya, you are a business owner. You are a business coach, and you teach people social media marketing strategies. Your job is to really understand Lemon8, okay? That is your job, to understand Lemon8. And so because that is my job, and I decided that I was going to take it really seriously, what we decided to do as a company was to actually do some real research on Lemon8, okay? And so I have a whole list of things to tell you about Lemon8, because I'm actually really excited about this platform. And so our team is getting a lot more excited and very intentional with the content that we are starting to post there. So you're going to start, just an FYI, you're going to start seeing me posting a lot more about Lemon8. You're going to hear me talk about it in conversations. And then, of course, my goal is to grow and grow and grow and grow on this platform. So let me go ahead and share with you some of my thoughts and what research we found about Lemon8, okay? So the thing about Lemon8 is that there is a stronger emphasis on static images in album or carousel form, okay? So it is, when I think about Lemon8, it feels like the old Instagram meets Pinterest meets TikTok. Okay, so not with Instagram Reels, but like the old Instagram with images and static and carousels meets Pinterest meets TikTok. That's what it feels like to me. As of right now, it's more people, you know, it's more influencer type of things or what have you, but it is still a really great platform. Okay, so also you will notice that once you come onto Lemon8, that there's different categories. Okay, and the current and main categories of Lemon8 are fashion, beauty, food, wellness, and travel. Okay, so that is the main categories as of right now for the app Lemon8. Okay, so my thinking is this: I am not in any of those categories, but still people that are there, they're trying to figure out monetization. They're trying to figure out building their businesses, making more money, and not just waiting on brands to pay them so they can make money, right? Even though the brand money is good. And so when I looked at this, I said, even though my category is not there, I can still come onto this platform and make a name for myself, being the person that's educating them how to grow on the app Lemon8, how to build an email list, how to make themselves more valuable to a brand so they can make more money per deal or whatever, right? Even though I'm not into these main categories, okay? All right, so the next thing that we notice about Lemon8 is that when choosing a title for your post, place the most crucial keywords at the beginning, because very similar to what's happening with TikTok, it is very SEO friendly. Okay, so if people are going to come on Lemon8 and they're going to start searching for things like a search engine at some point in time, then it's going to be very important for you to title your post with keywords based upon what people are searching. Okay. Also, what you want to do is you want to utilize hashtags. Now, you're going to notice that most hashtags have very, very low views, because again, there's not like millions and millions of people on Lemon8 yet. There are people there, but there's nowhere near as many that are on the other platforms. Okay. So when you start using these hashtags, understand that you may be one of the first 10, 20, 100, or 1,000 people using this hashtag. And that's great for once the people like rush to the platform at some point in time, you're going to be one of those people that dominates. Very similar to what happened with people on TikTok. Folks were there from like 2016, 2017, 2018. And when 2020 happened, there was an explosion that took place for those people that were already dominating on the platform. Okay. All right. So also with Lemon8, the content on Lemon8 is consistency goes viral. Content that consistently goes viral either provides value or narrates a story. So meaning that if you are wanting to create content on Lemon8 and your intention is to go viral, it is because you are providing people with some sort of value or a story. So storytelling is really important. And listen, storytelling is important, not just if you're going to upload videos, but in your static images. So if you're going to create these carousels, for Instagram, make them story related. And then those same images can then be reposted on Lemon8. And the thing that we all know about storytelling in general, that it works really well on social media, period, right? It doesn't matter which platform it is. Storytelling is working extremely well across all social platforms. And so I would encourage you to start creating carousels that tell a story that makes people want to scroll to the next thing. And then you can use it on Instagram, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, and use it on Lemon8 to be able to grow. Okay. Also, about short videos, you can upload videos to Lemon8. However, it is really important that you put a static image over top of each video because it is so image heavy that it's really important to put your video, but also put a beautiful image on top of it. That way it causes people to, it's part of the culture of what is happening on Lemon8. Okay. So also note, for businesses, that right now, this is a lifestyle app, and make sure you're not selling quite yet. What that means is that people aren't selling on Lemon8. They're just, they're marketing themselves as an influencer, but without trying to make the actual sale, right? So as we come onto Lemon8, it is really important that we are teaching, serving, and that's it. People will opt in, follow, and do all the things from our bio, but it's really important that right now that we're just serving and we're being present in a way, because it's just not working well right now for us to be able to sell. Okay. Now, what are some of the do's and don'ts of Lemon8? Okay. So number one, use high quality images. 2, use eye-catching titles. Like I said earlier, you want to write a story, okay? Here's the don'ts of Lemon8. 1, plagiarize content. That's a don't across all social platforms, okay? Number 2 is promotional links. Lemon8 doesn't like it, and as of right now, people are not enjoying that specifically on the apps, okay? And obviously, do not post content that has a watermark, okay? Because listen, that is across all social media platforms. Nobody wants content being uploaded with a different platform with one platform's watermark. They just don't want that. So if you are going to repurpose your content from another platform, make sure that there is not a watermark there. And if it's a video, try to have a static image to go along with it, okay? So what we are doing as a company, we are spending the whole month of June focusing in on okay, how do we get this from 100 followers to 1,000 and then to 10,000? So you guys are going to kind of watch us do this whole process with Lemon8. We're not going to focus on Clapper just because I don't see the value in it right now. But you are going to see us putting heavy emphasis on Lemon8, talking to the people on Lemon8 and teaching them how to do all these different things. We are not going to try to pull people from Instagram and Facebook and YouTube to go to Lemon8 right now, because it's they're still they're still hung up on short form video as a whole. So we're okay, let's target the people that are on Lemon8 and teach them and serve them and get them to connect with us. So that way we become their go-to person for marketing, strategy, growth tactics, and things of that nature. And then eventually we will go out and then start educating people on all the other social platforms about the value of Lemon8. Okay. So you have heard me say this now, just the same way as I did with TikTok years ago and nobody listened. Strongly encourage you, come on to Lemon8. And if you are already posting some type of static images and or carousels, start once a day or once a week, uploading them to Lemon8 and watch yourself grow. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Maybe the next time my phone will actually work on YouTube for you guys to be able to see a thing, but you couldn't today. And so thank you guys so much for listening and for watching.